.com/Harrow Community Radio.
Let's start right off and say hi to our very good friend Gaz Reynolds. Hi, good morning, Gaz. How are you doing?
Hello, Gary. It's good to be back, and thanks ever so much. Really looking forward to the interview today.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing some of the new music you have to tell us about, and also tell us about what's been happening.
Yes, there's quite a lot that's been happening. TV shows, radio interviews, all kinds of stuff since I last saw you. Plus a relaunch of another venture that I've got, which probably your listeners wouldn't have even known about and might be surprised that I'm involved in.
Yeah. It's a venture that I know now a teeny weeny bit about, and I'll tell you, it's probably one of the most frightening things that I can ever imagine in terms of jobs. If someone to ask me, name one of the 5 jobs I wouldn't want to do, it would probably be right up there on the top of the list.
Owning a driving school and being a driving instructor.
Being a driving instructor. Because, I mean, I have taught some people to drive, but this was in Africa where we went on these country roads that were nobody around in miles, and the worst they could do is run the car into a soft little banana bush or something. And so it wasn't so bad. But taking somebody on the streets of London, I think I would just die.
And there's plenty to crash into round Harrow.
That's for sure. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with music, or do you want to start with the driving school?
Well, I can start off with the driving school. I mean, basically, a lot of your listeners might be surprised that, in fact, it's just recently, some months back, when a few years back, actually, when I was sort of full-time music industry and I was touring, I started to realise at some point the music side of me might run out, and so I was looking for another venture, and I don't know why, but in the back of my mind, I remember when I passed my driving test all those years ago, my driving instructor said to me, one day this is something you might want to do. And it always stayed in my mind, and years later I decided to go and train to be an instructor whilst I was still releasing records and running my record label, World Domination Records. And I soon realised I actually enjoyed teaching and meeting lots of different people out in the community. And it wasn't long before I was getting very high pass rates, and I established my own driving school. And then all of a sudden, because I came from that industry of television and radio, there was a lot of celebrities coming to the school as well. So I've had quite a lot of sports personalities, and we've also, well, me at the moment, I'm teaching 2 stars from Game of Thrones to drive. So I mean, the thing is, I suppose at the end of the day, everybody needs to learn to drive, and I was watching an interview with Belinda Carlisle the other day. I don't know if you remember her.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And she still tours and she still releases records, but she's actually training now to be a yoga trainer. And so I just thought, well, if she can publicly go out and start talking about all of that stuff, then I guess I can as well. And recently, Nick Ferrari from LBC Radio actually contacted me and asked me to appear on his show because the driving school was attracting so much attention, and so I was on his show for an hour. And after that, well, now all of we've just relaunched my driving school, and so it says as featured on LBC Radio because we got permission to basically use LBC's name in all the advertising. And since then I've been on a number of TV shows, including something to do with Sport Relief, which went out on Friday, which is good news for the driving school, but also for my record label.
And of course, we'll give you permission to use as featured on Harrow Community Radio.
Thank you, and I was going to ask. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is sort of tie this in, because I'd like to play a song just now from probably Britain's worst driver. He's just released his new long-awaited album. It's
George Michael, isn't it?
Yeah,
I realised.
Yes, of course. And this song is absolutally stunning.
You never know; he might be tuned in, and he might want to come for a refresher course at my school. Well, George, if you're listening, we'll do it for free.
Well, that would be one pretty hazardous one, though, because he's had his record of crashes.
He's had quite a few.
So anyway, I've got a song by George Michael, and then we'll be back with more of Gaz coming up in just a sec, right here on HCR. 9 o'clock on the Sunday brunch, absolute classic. I mean, his voice has really come back, and this is the George Michael that we loved from years ago.
That's right, and we was just talking about George off air, weren't we,
Yeah.
Gary? And I was saying I've been following his career for the past few years, and he's had a few singles out which have sounded absolutely awful, and they were auto-tuning his voice because he completely lost his voice and his confidence. But it seems like he's got himself sorted out now, and he's back. So that's great news. And he's a local guy as well, Bushy. And funnily enough, I met his dad just a few weeks ago. He used to own a kebab shop down in Edgware.
Okay. By the way, I want to say hi to Carol. She's tweeted in this morning talking about some of the lovely people at the Harrow committees that she met yesterday. And well done to everybody, including the people here at HCR. And then she's hashtagged it brain dead. They had a quiz yesterday for charity. It's a busy day this weekend, a busy weekend here in Harrow. A lot going on. The active Harrow. I'm going to have to run down at some point this morning. We'll talk about everything that has been going on today as well. Lots going on today. So tell us a bit more about your driving school then.
Well, basically, I started the driving school up some time back, and this month, in fact, just a few days ago, we relaunched the driving school, all brand new cars, and it does actually say as featured on LBC, because there was a big feature on my driving school on LBC radio, and subsequently there's been a number of features on television shows. I've actually been doing a couple of TV interviews to do with the school, which I guess is quite unusual for a driving instructor who owns a driving school to appear on TV, but it's one of those schools that attracts just about everybody, from your learner drivers to your celebrity drivers. So I've been kind of very, very lucky and blessed that way. And I think a lot of the attention also comes from the fact that I own a record label, and I've had a number of records out myself, and so that just attracts a lot of attention. There's quite a lot of press, and we've got very, very good Google rankings as well. So it's just great to have another outlet for an income, if you like.
Okay.
Well, I haven't left the music industry, I might emphasise, and I have got a new single on the way in the summer.
And we're going to talk about that in just a bit. I wanted to ask you a driving-related question, because this one, I have a U.S. driving license,
right,
which expires. I've had driving for 50 years now, legally for like 45 years, say. And my license expires in 2016. When I first came here to the UK, it was just supposed to be a temporary visit while they were working on my new office in another part of the world, so I never bothered to get a UK driving license. Right. And now it's been more than, it'll be 7 years next month. Might
be worth getting your UK driving license.
And I understand that I will have to take the test. If I had gotten it in the first year, I could just say, here's my U.S. driving license.
That's right,
and they would have given me. Now, do I have to go to a driving school before I...
It would be advisable. You can always pop along to my school. You'll have to take the theory test again as well.
Yeah.
So you'll have to go through the full process. I mean, basically, the UK's adopted the American system, which is theory test and practical test. The difference with our system is that the training's on road and the test is on road. As I understand it, in America, it's off road.
The theory is, it's all a written off-road test with multiple choice questions, and you have to get like 40% or something to pass it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the same system here. Yeah. They don't make it easy here, and that's one thing that I'm always emphasising. It is a very high standard test now, and there are a number of requirements that you have to meet. But if you're well trained, you understand what to do, then I don't want to boast, but we generally have very, very, very high first-time pass rates, and we've got a YouTube channel. If anybody's interested in learning to drive, or driving refresher courses, head over to my driving school, which is www.gr8drive GR8, that's the number 8drive.com, and we've got a really cool YouTube channel which has got lots of video testimonials and TV interviews that I've done, radio interviews, etc.
Yeah. And by the way, anybody listening saying, "Oh my God, he's breaking the law," I don't drive here. I haven't driven at all in the UK. I have a very nice car service, picks me up, takes me where I need to go, drops me off. I don't have to worry about parking. I don't have to worry about paying car tax and MOTs and all of that. And actually, it sort of works out probably cheaper for me at the moment because I don't need to go do a lot of driving. I mean, really, the only driving I have is coming here to the studio and back. Because I live practically next to my office where I work. So, and someday if I ever decide that I need to do a lot of driving, I will probably get that. But I'm still hoping that they eventually will move me to my new office where it was supposed to be, which was in a much warmer climate. And
I'm so glad actually that that I actually learnt to drive, because I can't remember how old I was, but probably 21 or 22. And I was in the music industry at the time, but I was also a social worker, strangely enough. And when I passed my test, years later that license came into very good stead, because I'd launched the record label, and as many people who are in the music industry will know, your royalty checks don't come in straight away. They can take many years. many. And I was running short of cash, and so I was looking for a business to invest into very quickly that I could turn some money over from, and I came up with the idea of a driving school. Unfortunately, I've made a big success of that as well, and the record label's doing very well as well now. So, but at the time, the record label was running at a loss, and I just managed to get into the driving school. And then, funnily enough, we started getting lots of celebrities coming as well. So that's been sort of an added bonus in a way. Well, as I was saying, you know, we've just relaunched my driving school. We've got all new cool sports cars actually. Well, sports design DS3s. They really stand out on the road, but I haven't left the music industry. I will emphasise that. I'm still running the record label World Domination Records. If you like dance music or alternative music, head over to www.worlddominationrecords.com, or you can Google Gaz Reynolds, and you get about 5,000 listings on Google. It's a bit of a bombardment, really.
So, okay, so anyway, it's coming up now. It's 9:30. By the way, we're going to be playing a couple of those records. And Gaz, I have a surprise for you as well. I haven't told you anything about this yet. I will tell you about it after this. We're going to have the travel.
I'm all excited now.
We have the travel, and then I've got a song called Deep that we're going to play just after the travel. Right now, it is 9:30. And looking at the travel in the Harrow and the Greater London area, there are all sorts of problems if you're trying to get around on the transit system this morning. Let's start with the Central Line. No service between Acton and West Ruislip. Then there is a part closure of the DLR between Bank, Tower Gateway, Canning Town, Canary Wharf, and also between Stratford and Canary Wharf. For the Jubilee Line, there is no service between Finchley Road and Waterloo. The Overground has no service between New Cross Gate and West Croydon Crystal Palace. For the Waterloo and City Line, they are completely closed. There are minor delays on the Bakerloo Line due to faultier equipment. The same is true for the Circle Line, and the same is true for the Hammersmith and City Line and the Metropolitan Line. The faulty equipment just sort of put the whole system in chaos. Those are now all minor delays, though, so things are looking up. If you're trying to head out of the Harrow Wheelstone Station, things are looking good, except going to London Euston. That's running just a few minutes late. Everything is fine on the Harrow on the Hill Station, and the airports are running just well. Perfect, no problems at all. And the roads, no problems there. That just leaves us with the weather. And we have clouds, sunshine throughout the day, a chance of some rain as well. I should reach 8 degrees. It'll be clear and cold overnight with lows dipping down to the freezing point. And it will bring us a chilly start to Monday as well. But then we'll have some sunshine for Monday, a mix of clouds moving in by midday, some rain by the afternoon, and into Monday evening, I should be around 10 degrees. And there'll be a mix of sunshine, clouds, and showers for Tuesday. Right now it's 4 degrees at 9:32. You're up to date.
A great way to start your weekend. Breakfast on HCR.
Okay, and I think what we'll do now is just go directly to a song Gaz has brought in for us. It's called Deep on HCRFM. HCRFM, and Gaz Reynolds is with us. That was called Deep. I understand you wrote that.
Well, I write all of my songs, but that one actually took 4 hours to write. It just suddenly came to me one day, and my friend Trina T, who you hear doing the female vocals on there, I just thought she'd be perfect for that particular track. That's quite an old track now, and I've actually in the process of re-recording that in a new style, because it was always one of my favourite sort of tracks. It's quite different from what I usually do, which is dance and pop music. It's very pop rock orientated.
Yeah. Now, are you the male vocal as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize that.
Who did you think it was?
I wasn't. I didn't have a clue. I thought maybe George Michael had. No, because it sounded really great.
Thank you.
So now I told you about a surprise. I've got every once in a while people contact me and they send in different things.
Yeah.
I've got this song which I want to play for you. Unfortunately, it isn't finished because there was a hope that we'd have it done before you were here, so it will be longer than this. But I just wanted you to take a listen to this new song.
Okay.
And tell me what you think. Okay.
Okay.
So here it is, a new song, we'll call it, on HCR. And there it ends, because as I said, it isn't quite finished
Yeah,
yet.
it's interesting though. Interesting.
So a few change-ups in there. Sort of starts with a little African feel. And
Yeah,
then,
it's quite. It's got that complete contrast, doesn't it?
Yeah. Does it have potential?
I think so. Definitely.
Do you know who the artist is?
Don't tell me it's you.
It's me.
I knew it was. I knew it was a trick. It was very good.
Yeah, so I'm going to hopefully finish that in the next couple of months.
Join my record label with a band of artists.
I'm going to send it along to your record label, and if I ever see even a pound of royalty, I will be over the moon. Of course, I'll also just plug it to death here on it.
Of course, with World Domination Records, my record label, you get worldwide distribution, so it means you're on iTunes, Amazon, every retail store, Spotify, anywhere you can think of, really.
Yeah, so I'm glad you didn't say it was absolute rubbish.
No, I didn't think so at all. Actually, it's the kind of thing that I like on my label. Yeah. So,
okay, great. Well, that's given me an incentive to go back and finish it now.
Oh, good.
So,
maybe you should remix one of my records.
I don't know. My skills are quite that good, but I'd need a bigger studio for that. So we've got a few more songs from your label. Do we want to look at another one of these just now?
Yeah, I basically bought 3 of my tracks in, and the next one on the list is In This House. You have played a version of this on one of our previous interviews before. Something I was saying to you off air as well, Gary, is this is my 117th radio interview. So congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you. 117 is a lucky number as well, because any number that adds up to 9 is lucky. So
mind you, I didn't think I was actually going to get to this interview, because do you remember we've both been ill this week?
Absolutely. Yeah, I missed the show last week because I had this flu. It sort of went away, and I was feeling really good. And then Saturday evening, I started to feel a bit rough again. And last Sunday morning, I was just out cold.
Everybody seems to be coming down with it. It's just spreading everywhere.
Yeah, I was saying that maybe if I died, I'd feel better.
That's how I was feeling as well. Yeah. I was actually sitting next to my computer at the time when I started to feel ill. So naturally, I thought I had a computer virus.
All right, so let's.
Don't worry, I'll have some new jokes soon.
Good. Let's take a listen to In This House on HCRFM. This is Harrow Community Radio. HCRFM. Yeah, it's called In This House. I'm here with Gaz Reynolds. Gaz, before we go on, I just had an incoming breaking news. Satellite images via French authorities have also shown potential debris in the southern area of the Indian Ocean that is being searched for flight MH370. That is a latest story. So now they have 3 different satellite images all showing a similar debris for the search for the missing flight.
Let's hope it's not a false lead again.
Let's hope so. And although it is unfortunate that it would confirm the demise of the flight, at least it would give some comfort to those who are waiting to find out what has happened to their loved ones.
That's right.
Very strange situation, that one.
Very, very strange. I actually thought UFOs initially because it just completely vanished off the...
Exactly. And, there was talk even of a new China Triangle.
I heard that as well, yeah.
So now, before we head on into discussing music again, I just need to quickly tell you what's happening in the Harrow Town Centre today as Active Harrow Weekend continues. If you want to try out some badminton, you can head on over to the Beacon Centre. That between 3 and 5 this afternoon. There'll be ballroom dancing at the Harrow Arts Centre between 4 and 4:45. Basketball at the Harrow Leisure Centre starting in just over an hour or so, 11 a.m. to noon. Carpet Bowls, taster session there at the Beacon Centre between 12:30 and 2:30. Cycling experience at the Harrow Leisure Centre between 12 and 2. And the Harrow Arts Centre will have ballroom dancing. That's actually already started. So if you want to do some ballroom dancing, you better get underway quickly. That ends at 10:30. There'll be a golf tasting session at the Stanmore Golf Club from noon to 1 today. The Hive Gym will also allow you to have a free pass all day today. If you're over 18, though, you have to be over 18 for that one. A taster session for older people at the Harrow Arts Centre in the Green Hill Room. That between 2 and 3 today. If table tennis, or whiff-waff, as our mayor calls it, the London mayor calls it, at the Beacon Centre between 12:30 and 2:30. Real tennis, the ones with the big rackets and the big balls, not the table one, at the Kenton Tennis Club between 12 noon and 3 o'clock. There'll be 1 to 1:30 a fast serve competition, a fun junior games at 2, and a mini tennis competition starting at 2:30, and it's open to all ages, including adults. Volleyball, if that's your thing, in the Beacon Centre between 4 and 5. And yoga, if you want to make yourself into a pretzel, between 12 and 12:30, you can join the yoga session at the Beacon Centre. That is also only for 18s. So that's what's happening today in Harrow on your Active Harrow Day. Of course, we were at the Town Centre all day yesterday. We weren't really broadcasting. Well, we sometimes broadcast from there, but Keith and a few other people were there. They were playing their music while we were here in the studio playing our music, and then we would touch base with them every once in a while. So tell us anything else new for World Domination Records.
Okay, well, the track you just played, In This House, that's a track that I originally wrote when I was 14. It got an awful lot of airplay around the world. It still continues to get a lot of airplay. In fact, it was actually played on the Cycling Show, which is a radio network out in Canada, but they broadcast out in America as well. That was last week. And I wrote it when I was 14. Obviously, it's me singing on there with a friend of mine at the time. Unfortunately, she's passed away now, Viola Wills. She did the guest vocals on there. She was a huge disco diva. You might be aware of her from the 70s and 80s. She had quite a few big sort of international hits, and unfortunately she passed away a couple of years ago, but still to this day I love that track, and it seems to have quite a big following still. So I thought I'd share that with you. I know you have played it once before on a previous show.
Well, it's certainly worth playing again, though. It's an excellent track.
Thank you.
And we've got one more to play, and it's now coming up about 8 minutes before 10 o'clock. We'll have news at the top of the hour. Should we go ahead and play Some Forgive?
Okay, I'll just quickly tell you a little story about this. Some Forgive was released back in, I think it was 2006 now, where it knocked Madonna off the world chart. She had Hung Up out at #1, and I knocked her off the top of the chart and went in at #1 for 4 weeks. So this record is another track that's got a big following to it, and still continues to get quite a lot of airplay, and It's probably one of my favourite tracks. We actually shot the video in Russia. It was done rather quickly. I wouldn't go to Russia these days, though, I might add. But Russia was one of my all-time favourite countries. I just find it very fascinating. Yes, and of course all my tracks you can download from iTunes and all good retailers, or you can head over to my record label, which I own, World Domination Records, which is www.worlddominationrecords.com.
Okay, and if you're following on Twitter, it's New WDR.
New WDR, yes,
Yep,
on Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just then play. This is called Some Forgive. HCR FM. That one's called Some Forgive. I thought it was done.
Yeah, it's got quite a dramatic, long ending towards the end.
So we just, at least I didn't step on any words, which I've been known to do from time to time. Gaz,
well, it is a live show, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah, it is. So, are you going to stick around for a bit more?
Well, I'll be heading off fairly soon because the driving school demands my attention, but I can hang around for a while longer.
Okay, I've got news coming up just now, and then we'll just chat for a couple minutes after that on HCR.